love nature. So I'm going to persuade you to hike the Appalachian Trail. So who knows the Appalachian Trail?
That is very, very long.
Beautiful.
I've hiked it before.
You've hiked part of it before? Solid. Okay, anyway, so the Appalachian Trail goes from Springer in Georgia all the way to Katahdin in Maine. It is a lot of miles. So people who hike it all the way through all at once, the fastest one I think is like, someone did it in like 40-something days. I don't know, I can't remember.
Whoa.
Like there are people who like knock it out and it only takes a few months. So I obviously have not through hiked it. I section hike. So I'll do like 40 to 60 miles, like take a week or like a weekend and knock some parts out of it. And that's how most people do it because most people don't have a few months. But I'm going to persuade you to try out the Appalachian Trail, one of my favorite places in the world. So there's all kinds of different scenery since it goes so broadly. You'll get to see a lot of America and a lot of places. I love it when you're hiking because you see things no one else has gotten to see before. Because it's always changing, so the view you get is uniquely to you. No one else gets to see that. So there's some different sections. There are a lot of balds. Balds are probably my favorite part that you get to see. So it's like mounds or like small mountains that have no trees on top. So they're really fun to play frisbee, run around. There are normally a lot of wildflowers on them. This is a picture of the Long Green Tunnel. I'm from Tennessee, so the Smokies look a lot like this, but up, like Virginia, kind of up through there is called the Long Green Tunnel because it's literally green. And a lot of times you don't even like get a view at the top of the mountains you climb. You're just going up and down in green. So I think it's boring. I don't really like that part. The whites are at the northern part, like more towards Maine, at the Appalachian Trail. Gorgeous. Sometimes they have snow, sometimes they're just stone, and there's a tree line. It's also extremely windy. You have to be careful, like when you hike and how you hike those. It's probably the most dangerous section. So if you guys hike it, you get to see a lot of great scenes. You should do that. So it's all about the journey. I would persuade you to go because you get so many life experiences. And you also get a lot of great stories to tell. So some life experiences you would have. There are different places you stay along the trail. You can set up Enos. You can take like, these are probably like 2 or 3 man tents. These are a little bit bigger. So these are just like cool experiences that you get to have of how to live. This is pretty much a typical shelter that are throughout the trail. They're not very often. They might be every like 20 to 30 miles. So you could do like 20, 30 miles, stay at one, 20, 30 miles, stay at one. So they'll have like outhouse privies and you just sleep on the wood. There are normally mice everywhere. I don't really like them. I rather stay in a tent. This you can't really see because it's dark. This is one I actually stayed in. This is in North Carolina by Roan Mountain, and it's an old barn that they turned into a shelter. So you can like stay here. We stayed in the loft area. I did this for New Year's Eve, this hike, and it's really cool. So you just get a lot of those cool things like people don't get to do, so I love it. You just have really unique experiences. You get a lot of stories. I have crazy stories about hiking and like bears running across like the trail in front of me. I ran into a porcupine. I didn't run into a moose. I was really scared of that.
You ran into a porcupine? Or you saw it?
Physically run into a porcupine. Thank you for clarifying. I'm sorry my words are not clear on that. I saw a porcupine, which I didn't even know they were real. Like they're real. I also, you stay in hostels. You meet a lot of weird people. There are lots of weird people who hike, so. But I hitchhiked for my first time. You have to do resupplies because you can't take that much weight in your pack, so you go into towns and you resupply. So I got to hitchhike once, and I hitchhiked with Carl. I'm about to show you a picture of him. He was phenomenal. So when he picked us up, his car had like trash all in it. So we just put our packs in the back, and he had like long braids. He was like super chill. He took us to the farmer's market somewhere in, I think we were in like Vermont, New Hampshire. I don't even know where we were. Before I show you Carl, this is, we'll talk about food. So you also get another life experience. You'll have cooking. So these are bear bags, and this one's specific to mice, which is why you have this, so the mice can't crawl down and get to your food. So you can cook with like little propane stoves. Super fun. I love it. You get to make really weird foods. A lot of times we'll just like take rice and boil water and just like make rice. You eat a lot of rice. Do you have a question? Comment.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you ever just gather food from your surroundings?
No.
Did
That's
you?
a beautiful question. This picture I really liked. The trip I did a few summers ago, we had to wear bug nets because the black flies are so bad. So you literally like eat. You'd have to like feed it up your net and like eat. So you just get like really cool life experiences. Have some great stories. Anyway, this is Carl.
Yay, Carl.
Right here, this guy picked us up. This is baby Natalie when she didn't have hair and she just graduated. So this is, I did a week-long trip with these people, these are my friends. So you're gonna meet people like Carl and go to the farmer's market. Super fun. Also to persuade you to go, so good for your health. It's great for you physically. You walk a lot, you see a lot, you get some fresh air, it's really good. It's good mentally. I love hiking because when you're walking through the woods, you just think about different things. Like your mind goes to different places. I remember one point in one of my trips, like literally as I was walking, I was like, I don't know when I'm gonna find water left, like next. I don't know how much food I have. And you start, you know, your mind just goes to different places and it's really refreshing. It's good for you emotionally. Kind of just get to detox. I've done trips where, okay, we're not gonna talk for 4 days. And I've gone with people and you just get to detox. It's good for your soul. It's good for your spirit. It's just a journey and adventure. So I encourage you guys, check out the AT. Also, I love Mother Earth, so you should go and love Mother Earth. The more you see of the world, I think the more you have a love for it and the more you want to preserve it. And I think as Christians especially, that should really be our mindset. And I also love that creation is the context we have to know God. I'm really passionate about God. When God created Eden, it was perfect. And he could have created just spirits who related to spirits. But instead he chose in his perfection to give us bodies and to give us nature as the context to know him. So that's why I love going to nature because I think that's the purest context that we can know God in. So I encourage you, go hiking. It's